Now, the International Criminal Court has agreed to investigate crimes against the Muslim Rohingya of Myanmar. The ICC says there's reason to believe Myanmar's military committed widespread acts of violence that could qualify as crimes against humanity. More than 730,000 Rohingya have fled Rakhine State since a military crackdown in August 2017. The majority of them escaped to neighbouring Bangladesh, taking refuge in Cox's Bazar camp. Thousands of Rohingya were killed in the violence, which the United Nations has described as ethnic cleansing. A UN report last year called for Myanmar's military leaders to be put on trial for genocide. Well, Ronan Lee is a visiting scholar at Queen Mary University who has researched the Rohingya situation and joins me in the studio now. Still a great deal to be done, but how important a decision is this for the victims of crimes and atrocities?
Well, symbolically very important for those Rohingya who've had absolutely no success throughout their lives in terms of achieving justice through Myanmar's legal system. Now they've got an opportunity, I think, to see there might in the future be some justice to be had through the international legal system. But it's a sign, I think, as well, that justice is going to catch up slowly, but it is going to catch up with the perpetrators of these crimes within Myanmar. And I do note that the ICC, in its announcement today, did not suggest that it was solely the military of Myanmar that will be investigated. They said they've approved an investigation to be undertaken, and they've encouraged by this statement that perpetrators of crimes need to stop perpetrating those crimes against the Rohingya. There's Rohingya in Myanmar at the moment who the UN says are at imminent danger of genocide. And this sends a strong message to the military and to Myanmar's civilian authorities that they need to stop genocidal practices against the Rohingya within Myanmar.
So the hope is that justice and accountability might be some sort of deterrence. How slow is this process likely to be?
It will take more than years. It could take a decade and a half. I mean, if we look at the example of the Rwandan tribunal, we're seriously talking about a decade and a half. I would hope that we've learned lessons since then and that we can move quicker. But Myanmar will do its best to frustrate this process. There's no question that Myanmar does not want justice to catch up with it.
And so, obviously they're not going to cooperate with any of this. Are we likely to see those at the highest levels of power prosecuted?
I think it's highly likely, based on the evidence that anyone who's visited the camps in Bangladesh, anyone who's seen what is apartheid conditions for Rohingya within Myanmar, and there have been apartheid conditions that have existed for decades within Myanmar. Anyone who's seen that will know that it is likely that the people responsible will be prosecuted.
So why has it taken so long just to authorise this investigation?
Well, the International Criminal Court didn't have a referral from the UN Security Council. This, in many respects, is the International Criminal Court looking at the situation in Myanmar and deciding for itself that the interests of justice can be served by action. I mean, Myanmar's not a signatory to the Rome Statute.
No, it came through Bangladesh, which is a signatory. So what does that mean for the remit of the International Criminal Court?
Well, this expands it. I mean, what the ICC has decided is that the crime of deportation, I mean, it's a crime against humanity, undertaken by Myanmar against the Rohingya, sent Rohingya from Myanmar, a non-signatory, but sent them into a signatory country. I mean, Feda Bansula, the chief prosecutor of the ICC, likened it to a cross-border shooting. She said that the crime's not complete till the bullet leaves the gun in one country and kills the victim in the other. And that's what we're seeing here, that the crime of deportation began in Myanmar but didn't end until the Rohingya had been deported to Bangladesh.
No, part of those alleged crimes took place on territory in Bangladesh. Thank you very much, Ronan Lee. Appreciate it.